Targeted online adverts have so far promised a lot and not really delivered. Having worked with targeting ads for many years, it's my experience that they work more by accident than by design. They work because if you throw enough ads at enough people, some of them will convert by default. However, the world of targeted advertising is about to change drastically. Thanks to AI, ads will go beyond being targeted. The big advertising platforms like Meta and even Mailchimp are working on AI-generated marketing messages and content that is created and tailored for individuals. I believe that targeted ads are not actually very targeted. Currently, the large ads platforms place people in cohorts or groups. Now, this is based around interests or what they call life stages. This grouping approach allows marketers to target, say, parents who are buying a house, players of online games, or fans of horse racing, for example. Such targeting feels specific, but it's often much broader than it appears. I see these platforms then bombarding vast numbers of people with ads in the hope that some of them will convert to deliver the results that they've promised. AI is about to narrow that focus to one. Before the advent of transformer models, and I'm just going to jump in here and explain what a transformer model is. So a transformer model is a type of neural network. It was developed by Google, and it's the technology that's used by OpenAI to make ChatGPT and other tools like it work so quickly and so effectively. So before the advent of transformer models, it simply wasn't economical or even effective to process everything you knew about a user and then categorize them according to their interests and life events. There was just too much data to process, and the available tech just wasn't going to do a good enough job of sorting and labeling all of these people. With the advances in AI, mass data processing is now much quicker, easier, and more effective. So what does this mean for advertising and marketing? Well, AI means a much more fine-grained targeting for ads. Instead of grouping users based on a few rudimentary things they have in common, you'll be able to target people according to very specific behaviours and signals. Now, on the face of it, this sounds like a good thing, but bear with me. It will soon be possible to take all the things you know about a user, including their browsing and purchase history, and build a very clear model of what that user likes and dislikes and where they are in their life. And all of this to a very, very detailed extent. All of this information can then be used to create content just for that specific user profile. Now, Google, Meta, and the many data brokers who track every moment that you spend on your phone and your computer already have all of this data ready to go. Some of it goes back years or even decades. The tools that these people are developing will make a video advert based on the things that that user likes and responds to, and then it will show them that video as an ad on Instagram or TikTok. Mailchimp are developing a system that will be able to write a single email crafted for each user based on what it knows they will respond to in terms of sales offers. All of this content can also use the location data they have to feature places that they know a user likes or has visited. They'll also be able to adapt the videos so the people in the content will talk and act in the way that the AI knows people will respond to. All of this is going to feel spookily familiar and alarmingly personal. What's more, search results will be even more tailored and written by Google in a way that it knows is most likely to match your search goals. So, if someone is looking for a recommendation, it will show them sponsored content in a way that's most likely to lead to a conversion. It might create an instant blog post that explains the search object in detail. It might make a video that shows exactly how something works. Or maybe it will just link you straight to the checkout if it knows you're in a rush. The speed at which content can be created on demand by AI is almost unbelievably fast, and it's getting faster. The amount of data that these big advertising companies have already collected about you is vast, and it grows every time you use your phone or your computer. Now you might be thinking, hang on Simon, is this even legal? Now I could do a whole podcast on that, and I may well do in the future, but the short answer to your very valid question is, It remains to be seen. Privacy laws aren't clear on the use of offshore data sets that are fed into AI models that are then used within the UK or the EU. This is because of the way AI ingests and processes data makes it impossible to say if it has used your data to generate its output, or even how it has used that data to reach its output. So if a model is trained using data from a data broker that is based outside of the privacy law jurisdiction, it would be impossible to prove whether or how that data was used. So with all this coming, the challenge therefore is how to stand out from the crowd. So let me be clear straight up, I'm not in favour of this micro-targeting. I think it's going to be a disaster for many of the platforms that are going to use micro-targeting, and I think it's going to turn many of those online spaces into a sponsored content hellhole. So why am I telling you this? Well, I'm not trying to sell you a space on my device and advert-free island paradise, although that is increasingly looking like a good business idea. What I want to try and get across here is that when everything is micro-targeted, you need a way to still get your business noticed. Showing up as you, for the people who want to learn more about you and the work you do, is increasingly important. It will also be increasingly rare, and I think that's how it's going to get noticed. Building your own audience that you have a direct connection with via, say, a podcast or an email list is actually the most effective way to stand out from the crowd. And that's why more and more people are doing it. The big platforms have to be greedy and invest in everything AI just to keep their share price high. It's going to get messy, and I believe a lot of these platforms are going to go the way of MySpace and AOL and become relics of the past. Gathering your own group of interested, curious and engaged humans will become a way that marketing works well for those who are selling connection, understanding and transformation. Now you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, Simon, from what you're saying, it sounds like AI could replace me altogether. How do I avoid that? Well, everything is changing, and that is not going to be easy. For coaches and consultants who offer a generic service where price is the focus, then AI is going to swamp your marketing and might replace you altogether. However, if you've crafted your own unique story and your offer is built around your own methods and processes, you have what it takes to cut through the AI-generated advertising. And if you build your own audience now, with an email list or a podcast, that's going to be a great way to start reaching those who want to hear a human voice. I believe that people want to find people who are not replicants, who are offering connection and interaction on a human level. So showing up and offering just that will be a breath of fresh air in an AI-dominated marketplace. You've been listening to the Reframing Marketing Podcast with me, Simon Batchelor. If this episode has got you thinking, press follow so the next episode will automatically appear in your podcast app as soon as it's released. In my book, Reframing Marketing, I dive deeper into the podcast topics and offer a fresh perspective on marketing. It's a 3-step guide to practical and ethical marketing for coaches, consultants, and anyone who is marketing themselves and their work. You can order your signed copy directly from me at reframingmarketing.com. Until next time, happy marketing.